It's kind of fun when Halloween falls on a Thursday. It's a perfect excuse for a throwback Thursday. And if you needed any proof that Debbie Johnson has always had a little extra sass and pizzazz,
Yeah.
These are pictures of her at various Halloweens, a poodle skirt, a disco girl, and a princess.
Adorable. That disco girl is awesome.
Right?
I love it.
Rules the floor. This Halloween, Demi is tapping into a supernatural tradition at Irving Theater.
We've told you about the Irvington Ghost Tours here on Daybreak before. This morning, Demi is actually giving us an inside look. Demi, good morning, and I have to ask, what are you for Halloween this year?
Oh, good morning. I didn't dress up this year, but you know what? You mentioned that disco girl, and it's really cool because that actually was inspired by, I've always been a huge Elvis Presley fan, and this stage that I'm sitting on was the last part of the last stage that he performed on. Al here has been giving these tours in Irvington for 17 years. He told me about that, and I just have chills, so it's super, super cool. This is probably one of the most iconic parts of the tour, being inside the theater. He told me there's some ghost stories, there are some spirits who haunt this area. Tell everyone else about those.
Well, the Irving Theater has been a fixture in Irvington since 1922, a working movie theater, and it's got tons of stories associated with tens of thousands of people come through here. It is haunted today by several of those people. We don't know why they're here, we just know they're here. That includes a projectionist that worked here for 30 years. A little child that migrated over from the Children's Guardians home that comes here, and a dog. There is a ghost dog in this building.
See, he was telling me earlier that this little girl that haunts the theater, I keep doing that and I don't know why, it just feels right, but she haunts the theater and she stands behind him when he's giving these tours. What does she do?
And she hums, "You Are My Sunshine." And that's what all my psychics tell me. She's right next to you. I don't see her, and I certainly don't hear her, but she hums and she dances to "You Are My Sunshine."
So she could be here right now.
She could be here right now, absolutely.
And if a sidekick were here, they'd probably tell you she was.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, that's really spooky, but it's also really cool, and I have chills. I just feel so...
Well, if you got to attract a ghost, that's the kind of ghost you want to attract, right?
Yeah, a little girl that's not going to hurt you.
That's right.
So tell me about the projectionist. You were telling me a lot of theaters are historically considered haunted.
Yeah, well, the earliest disasters in this country were theater fires, so they changed things around when this theater was built, and it's an all-metal room where they would have locked the projectionist in there because the film was 100% gasoline derivative, so any spark could set it off. So he would have been locked in there, would have made more than anybody else, and should something happen, he was in peril, but everybody else in the theater was safe.
Okay, and if you didn't know this, all of the money for these tours goes to helping Irvington and the community, and I think that's really cool. We'll have all of that information for you posted on wishtv.com later this morning. For now, back to you.
Good. Demi, thank you. 8:17 showed you Demi's pictures a minute ago. Seemed to find time to let you look at Kylie back in the